Hi everyone, Claudia here from Light and Clarity. I have your channel messages for the week beginning Monday the 11th of December. Please be with me while I connect for you all. Thank you. Alright, I have Ascended Master Merlin, who is the Master of Alchemy and Spiritual Growth. I also have Archangel Haniel standing here present as well, who's known as the Archangel of Emotions. So it is unusual to have an Ascended Master and Archangel coming together, but they have been circling around me this morning before I chose to sit down, and they've just come in quite strongly for each of you. So just be with me, I'll just make the connection even stronger. Merlin's bringing up a lot of emotion in me. He's making me feel, this is not all of you, but some of you have been, with all respect I say this, in tears. There's been a lot of emotion. Something has occurred that has brought up a lot of emotion in you, and you've been in tears, is what he's showing me. He's wanting to bring those of you in this boat a sense of peace through today's reading. He says we are coming towards the end of your year, and he says, and he wants to bring in that sense of peace around you. There's something that was meant to work out that didn't for some of you, and for some of you there's been an ending of some sort, and he's just acknowledging the pain. Those of you who are in those boats, he's acknowledging the pain you're moving through. Spirit is with you and they are assisting you. Haniel is here. She's also saying, don't allow yourselves to be railroaded. Don't allow yourselves to be bullied. There's something around this. This could be a work situation or a family member. There's someone that's going to step into your energy field that's going to be very pushy towards you. You may already have this person there, or you may not. They may be stepping in. But Haniel is saying, don't allow yourselves to be railroaded here. There's someone around you who isn't being completely honest in their behaviour with you or in their behaviour around you. She says, trust your intuition. Some of you are starting to smell a rat around this situation or around this person. She says, we want you to trust that. Trust your intuitions. Haniel is also known as the Archangel of Intuition. Just being reminded, not just emotions, but intuition. Archangel of Clairvoyance. So she's talking around that, in regards to that. Merlin is saying, I don't normally talk in these ways, but he's saying it, I'm going to have to give you this. Don't overindulge. And he's talking about food, he's talking about health. He says, we want you not to overindulge. We are coming, those of us who celebrate Christmas or the holiday season, we're coming up to that, and normally we all indulge on a lot of things. He's asking at the moment to not overindulge. It's causing an imbalance in the energy fields. He says it's causing an imbalance emotionally within you. He's talking about, I mean, I love chocolate, so do what you wish, but he's talking about chocolate, and he says the chocolate is causing and can cause an imbalance emotionally at the moment. He says emotionally at the moment, people's emotions are a bit like a roller coaster. As we come towards the end of the year, and there is a lot, he says, so I've got my eyes open, There is a lot, he says, energy at the moment around the world that is unbalanced. There's a lot of emotions that are going like this. He says, and we're all being affected because we're all connected psychically to one another. And a lot of our hearts are going out around the world to what is going on. He says what's happening is you're connecting to those people. You're connecting to that vibration, that energy. And it's coming into the aura, and it's causing like an imbalance. It's something you're overindulging in, whether it's alcohol, whether it's chocolate, whether it's a certain type of person that really isn't good to be around, or a certain show you're watching that really is not really very good for you on a mental note. Each of you will be different with this. He just says all I'm talking about is bring the energy of balance in and make sure you're looking after yourself. That's what he's talking about. Do as you wish with this. Each of you will know what this is to do, but he's just said that. I'll just close my eyes again. So he says, I want you to think of a practice that you can use and do that will bring you peace. And he wants you to do it, he says. I want you to do it leading up to the end of December and into January, he says. So whether this is you're listening to meditation music, or I don't know, whatever this is, going to the gym, lying in the hydro pool, at the pools, whatever this is, he's just talking about that. So Haniel is saying she's with each of you at the moment who are moving through the pain and who are actually now moving on to a different journey and into a different chapter. And some of you have been forcefully put into this chapter. I'm just feeling into these emotions that are coming in. Forgive me, I'm opening my eyes and closing them. I'm really feeling the pain from a lot of you. Some of you have been forced into this chapter, and some of you have been put on a new road, and you're heading onto a new road and a new journey. Haniel says she's with a lot of you at the moment. She's bringing in the energy of healing into, and she shows me just below the breasts. I know the heart center is here, but just below the breast, she's bringing the energy of healing there. It's like there's the seat of emotions under there is what I'm getting. So she's bringing the energy of healing there into each of you just to offer the support, thank you, of the heart. So it's like she's placing the heart on a shelf. The shelf is the healing underneath here, and the heart is resting on that shelf for a lot of you who are really going through a difficult time at the moment. And Haniel's just bringing this in. She says, I am with you, I am with you. Okay, Haniel is saying a lot of you are growing tired. There's been a lot of pushing on your part to do with certain things that perhaps haven't come to fruition, or certain situations that just aren't moving, or whatever this is. He says some of you are actually feeling quite fatigued. He's asking you to stop pushing. He says there's no need to push. We want you to be in the energy of receiving. He says we want you to be in the energy of receiving. He says however that receiving looks. He says whether it's to do with that particular thing changing or moving or not. He says we want you to be in the energy of receiving. And he shows me this energy of receiving coming to you in different ways. And I'm seeing different energies of receiving coming in for each of you. And he just says whatever that abundance looks like, accepting that's what you're needing at the moment. He says whatever it is you've been pushing about, whatever it is you've been hoping for, whatever it is hasn't come to fruition, he says we want you to put it to the side. He says Leave it with us. We are working on it. We will do that for you. He says, when it is time, it will be brought again in front of you. And this is when you've already recharged your batteries, recharged your energy, and there's been a clarity, a clearness that has come in, that when you come back to that particular goal or situation, whatever that is, you'll see it with clarity, and you'll have like an aha moment will click in, and you'll know how to proceed with this, whether to proceed with it, whether not to, how to proceed with it, and how to bring it into fruition. And I do see for some of you that particular thing coming into fruition and coming towards you. And I want to call in the new year. I want to call in the beginning of the new year. Something begins to click in, something begins to manifest. I want to bring you into between January and February, this clicking in, give or take the timing, okay? I want to put it more towards the February mark. You know, the new year doesn't actually start till February. Energetically, it doesn't actually start till February. Okay, because what happens is January is still the shedding off of the old year, and you're still gaining momentum for the new year. Come February onwards, you've stepped into the new year, you've clicked into the new year, and we move forward from there. In closing, so Haniel says, I'm helping you throw off the old sheet that's been wrapped around you as you each are embarking on new journeys. So she shows me those new journeys, like a light thin path coming up under your feet. It's like the carpet moves under your feet and there's a new carpet and you continue walking. It's like you're walking and a carpet shifts, yeah? But you're continuing to walk, and then you find yourself, you get to a certain point, she says, and you'll go, hang on, I thought I was going that way, the compass is turning me this way, and you'll go a different way. And she shows me that's the new coming in for the new year. A lot of you in the new year will come to a resolve about something and say, you know what, I have to let this go, I'm going to let this go. And it will be done in a bit of a, you will feel a sense of sadness, a small sense of sadness, but you will move forward for the better. And I'm seeing almost like new careers coming in for people. I'm also seeing a substantial decision you will make that will change the game around you. I'm seeing that for a lot of you, that you will do this, and you will already know when you get to that point that this decision will change the game completely around you, and it's from there that you proceed forward. So Merlin is holding up a red candle, and he talks about lighting this red candle. Red brings in the energy of passion and the energy of upliftment and the energy of excitement in the aura for what is to come. He says we want to bring more excitement into your auras. We want to bring more joy in. Some of the auras, he shows me, are a little off colour. He says we want to bring in the energy of passion in. He says even if you just buy the red candles, you don't have to light them, but just buy them or even light them. Okay, so he says do it as a ritual. I don't often talk about rituals. Buy a red candle, he says, light it in front of you, sit in front of it, and speak what it is that you want for yourself in the new year. He says you can place around it beautiful rose petals or rose oil, okay, to bring in the energy of healing, rose, and whatever else that brings in and symbolises the energy of hope for you, the energy of manifestation. Have around what it is that you want. Like if you're wanting a relationship, place a love heart rose quartz there next to the red candle that you've lit, and you're sitting in front of it because you're going to do a ritual. Thank you. So Merlin is continuing to talk. Whatever it is that you want, placing that, making it beautiful. It's an altar. You're sitting in front of it. You're burning beautiful incense, whatever it is, or you're playing sound bath music in the background very quietly, very gently. You're bringing that energy of healing through you. sit there for 2 minutes, allow it to come into your auric field to encompass you, and then he says, we want you to talk to the unit. What you were saying, hang on Merlin, just a sec. So he says, bring in your holy team. So I call upon my holy team of the light to step in to bear witness to this, and I'm calling the energy of God to come in, the energy of the universe. This is what I am requesting for the new year. This is how I want to feel in the new year, the feelings I want to experience, the changes I would like to experience, without over labeling those changes, but what is you'd like to receive in the new year. Change, so how you'd like to feel, the changes you'd like to see, what is you'd like to receive for yourself in the new year, and to really be requesting to be placed on a higher footing, whatever that higher footing is for you, asking them to plug you into a higher vibration, a higher frequency that you're ready for. And you can do that about 4 times throughout the year. They're just saying as I sit here. I do it for clients, but they're saying you can request this about 4 times through the year. I need to have you plug into a high frequency here. Yeah, and you can ask this of Haniel, and you can ask this of Archangel Michael. All right, Merlin is saying you can do this. He does do this with me and my clients, but he says go with the archangels. They are often easier to hear than the masters for those of you who don't channel so easily. The archangel, especially Michael's the easiest to hear, and Haniel, she's very gentle, and Michael's very supportive. Yeah, you can feel the difference in both of them when you call them in separately. All right, that's something I teach in Clairvoyant 1 and 2. So you can, if you want to learn that next year, please send me an email by all means, and we'll book you in. But that is what he is saying. And you finish it off, he says, holding a crystal, sealing the energy around what you've asked for. Yeah, asking it to go up to the universe, sealing the energy around it, and sending it up to God, and asking that this or something better manifests. I ask to be done under the law of grace and in God's will, in my highest good and in the highest good of others around me, and in God's will. Yeah, under the law of grace. Yeah. And it's when you do that that you allow the possibility of more coming in, or those plans slightly change for what's better for you. Yeah? And you have your holy teams there bearing witness, and that is what Merlin is calling it. And they will assist. They will go back. They'll have a meeting. They'll talk to the higher selves, and they will bring through what's the highest for you. Yeah, because God speaks through the higher self, the oversoul, the higher self, the spirit self, the soul, into you, and they have those meetings. All right. I'm going to thank Haniel and Merlin for coming in. All right. Well, no doubt I'll see you again during the week. Many blessings. Thanks, everybody.